Hello my friends, David Kessler here and welcome back to the studio. Today let's talk about doing commission paintings for clients. We've talked about this before. It's a great opportunity to get out there and work with people and be able to understand how people think and be able to craft something specifically for someone else. And I know I talk to artists all the time and say, oh, I'm never going to do another commission painting. People are too hard to deal with, or they want me to paint a dog and I just do abstract painting. Exactly. That's part of the issue. Hopefully that you are known for a certain type of painting. And when you are, people will come to you and say, hey, I love your work. I've seen it, in town. I've seen it on your website. I want you to make something for me because I love what it is that you do. And I've never had somebody come up to me and say, hey, can you do, oh, you're an artist. Like if you meet them at a party and say, what do you do? I say, well, I'm a painter or an artist. They say, oh gosh, can you do a dog painting for me? No. And I have heard stories from other artists because there are a lot of artists that don't, they do all these different kinds of things and people just don't know. They say artist and they think you just paint anything, under the sun. But if you're known specifically for a kind of painting like I am, abstract painting, you're not as likely to get that kind of question from people. Once they find out what it is that you do, then they'll know how to proceed with asking you about this or that. But I understand there are a lot of artists that don't want to work with clients or customers because they're too difficult or they want something different than what they do, and I understand all that. And the more focused your work is, I think the less you'll have to deal with that. But certainly it is a concern. And when you're working with somebody, your job really is to give them what it is that they're asking for. And it's a good opportunity as well to give them a little education about what you do and what artwork is and, the whole process of creating something for them. And there are going to be people that are going to want different things. Some people, will see a painting that you have done and maybe it's too large for them and they would like something similar but smaller. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? It's original artwork, you're making it. So what if they like your work and they want something similar to what you've done? That's great because they like your work and they're coming to you because they like your work so much. So, be professional about it. Don't be snooty. Don't give some sort of an, an artist attitude. Just try to give them what it is that they want. I mean, I've matched the colors in a bouquet of flowers before to do a commission painting. And I've walked away from many commission paintings before because I didn't feel right meeting with the client. And there were others that I wish I had walked away from and didn't. But you learn lessons as you go through and you learn to read a client. That's why I always have to either have a meeting with them personally or over, FaceTime to sort of feel them out and see if in fact there's somebody I think I could work with or I want to work with. So that's number one, figure out if you want to work with them or not. Secondly, before you begin any work, you need a contract, a written contract between you and the other party. And you need to spell out every single possible thing that you could imagine, including, of course, the size, the price, the colors, what kind of canvas you're going to use, the medium that you're going to use. A lot of different things have to be spelled out. Are you going to deliver it? Are you going to ship it? Are you going to install it? Are you not going to install it? A lot of things there, and you need to make sure that the client is clear in what it is that you're going to do and what it is that you're not going to do. And put all that in writing, as much as possible in writing, so that everybody knows their responsibility for the artwork. Also, you'll need to establish, of course, the price for the work in your contract, and you'll need to specify that you'll get 50% of the cost of the work up front. And the reason you're doing that is, number one, you have stuff that you have to buy. I mean, you have to buy canvas probably, you have to buy some paint, you may have to buy some tools, some other supplies. So that money goes toward that. And what that deposit money does up front is it makes sure that your client wants to move ahead with the work. All right, and so that if something goes awry, you at least have 50% of the money for the commission in your pocket before you begin, right? And it makes sure that the client is on board to move forward. Okay, so 50% of the money up front. All right, written contract, very, very important. Right, be professional, be on time when you meet with people. If you say you're going to call them at a certain time with the FaceTime thing, make sure you call them at that time. Right, don't be late. You know, don't act like a snot. Be professional, be nice, be courteous. Don't cop an artist attitude. You know, try to work with them to see what it is that they want in a painting and provide that for them. You know, you're working for them. They may have come to you, but you're working for them. I mean, you know, I worked 30 years as an architect, so working with clients and providing what it is that they needed is a specialty of mine. So when I moved into the art world, doing artwork full time, that's the same thing. I use the same kind of a process to find out what it is that they need, and then I provide that for them. Right? So don't be scared of commissions. It can be a very wonderful thing working with people. You know, you get to meet some great people, do some good artwork for them, have a good time. You know, if you choose not to do that, I understand completely. You know, just make sure that, you know, when you're out there that you're nice to people, and that if they ask you, you know, to do something for them, just say, well, you know, I don't do specific custom work for people. And that should put an end to the conversation, right? So don't be rude about it. Just tell them the truth. And if you don't want to do it, certainly don't have that as part of your business. It's not worth the stress for you to do something that you don't want to do in your business, okay? But if it is right for you, get out there and do it. Meet some people, have a good time. And I hope this was helpful for you. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.